in from his heat race out here at LA Speedway. Derek, I know it's early on, but man, what was the track like?
It's pretty good. It's kind of tacky on the bottom and it's slick up top, so I think it's going to be a good night once the bottom wears out there.
Think maybe time the A rolls around, we're going to be some too wide racing?
Probably a little bit before then. I think it'll be pretty black by the time the A comes out, though. It'll be pretty good.
I was going to say, we had a lot of wind. It kind of been dry. I don't think they got a lot of moisture on it. I kind of agree with you. I think she maybe wore out a little bit, a little slick. So going
off the water pretty well today. It's pretty nice already for heat races. So
going to switch her over then for a dry slick setup.
Yeah, probably.
Well, thanks a lot, Derek. Appreciate you talking to us up here from Oklahoma. Watch him later on. I'm sure this guy will be up front. Derek Ramirez. Thank you.
Thank you.
We got Ryan Gustin here, just come in from his heat race, in that first heat race, I think. Ryan, I know the track's probably got a long ways to go, but how was it for you?
Oh, we were all right, I guess. Track wasn't too bad. A little greasy in spots, dusty in spots. It's just kind of choppy out there right now a little bit, but we're going to change a few things, and hopefully the rain holds off and we'll be all right, I think.
I agree with that one the most. I hope the rain holds off, because it sure would be nice to get this in tonight. I know a lot of you guys traveled a long ways to get here, so dry slick for the feature?
I'd say it'll be there, yeah. It'll be pretty good for the feature, I think. Just a little tough to qualify on.
The Reaper, Ryan Gustin. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Kenny Wallace. Kenny, you just out here having a little fun on a Thursday night with this USMTS bunch?
Yeah, I love USMTS. I've always told everybody that, to me this is the toughest modified division in all the United States. So with NASCAR right up the town, this schedule made a lot of sense to me.
I was going to say, if you're going to go out and play, man, you might as well play with the big dogs. Ain't no sense just going somewhere and just racing. But like you say, competition's stiff here, man. I mean, you got to do your best.
Yeah, and really, this isn't really playing. And I understand what you're saying, but, I mean, this is it. These guys do it. There's about 10 and, they just came off of a race 2 weeks ago that paid $15,000 to win. So, this is the big time. I'm real excited to compete.
Yeah. I didn't mean anything bad by that. I just meant if you're going to do it, might as well do it with the good guys.
Right.
But great bunch. They run clean. They run, really hard.
Yeah, well, they race so much. For example, they got to, they'll run 4 nights in a row. So when you run here, at Lamont, then you go to Grain Valley, then you go to Salina, Oklahoma, then they go to Monette. So, you got to, how's old Dick Trickle say, you must first finish to finish first. So got to take care of your equipment when you're running. These guys run 80 to 100 races a year.
Well, you're not doing bad yourself, man. It seems like every time I pick up a paper or something, I see, hey, Kenny Wallace won here. He's running a modified there. Yeah. You're pretty serious about this, too.
Yeah, we've won our fair share this year. Of course, it's good to win the big ones like we did. Winning, the Winter Nationals, we won 3 out of 7 down there. So that meant a lot to us. And then we won at East Bay. And, if you're going to win races, we're very humbled to win those.
I was going to say, it's got to be tough stepping out of them big, fast cars on the asphalt, coming out here and playing in the dirt.
Well, Kenny Schrader has helped me along. About 7 years ago, I asked him to teach me how to run dirt. So I'm earning my stripes, 7th year on dirt, and we put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah. Okay, folks, guy I think we better watch tonight, Kenny Wallace. He's going to be up toward the front, I'm sure. Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you very much.
First off, Dean, let me apologize for spelling your name wrong.
You caught that,
when I posted up the video, I did that, and I apologize. I now know.
Okay, it's a German name. It's okay.
The racing deal, coming off 2 wins at Valley, and you're running a crate motor in this thing. I don't know if that's the right term, but tell us a little bit about that.
It's a CT525 GM crate motor. We bought it used this year and couldn't afford to buy one new, so I had to buy a used one from a gentleman out in California, and we been having pretty good success with it. The car was handling good at the end of last season, though, too.
But like I say, 2 great runs down there at Valley, but man, you're going to have to step it up here a little bit tonight. Competition level just kind of goes up here.
I tell you what it is. Felt pretty good in that heat race, though. We 2 pretty good cars in front of us. We started beside a real good one. There was good competition everywhere, and there's going to be. I felt like we held our own. Car was a little free getting in. It was pretty good coming off, but it was way too free getting in, so we made one little change. Hopefully we'll make the right change. I think we'll be starting 5th or 6th row tonight and see if we can take this thing to the front.
Okay, Dean, I still kind of got the willies, so man, go out there and put it to him.
We'll see if we can get her done tonight, maybe. Hopefully we can anyway.
Thanks, sir.
All right, thank you.
12 laps. And we are ready to go green flag racing as they come off at turn 4. B feature number 1 is going green. Bobby Melges out of Red Oak, Texas, alongside Terry Schultz out of Sedalia. Who wants it? How bad do you want it? Top 6 are going to move on. The rest call it a night. As here comes Vanderbeek on the top side, dragging along Jeremy Payne in the 186. Going off track down there in turn 4, comes back on. Thank you very much. We'll see if this brings out a caution.
Yells out,
Jacob Ebert.
Yells out,
And Jacob Ebert out of Oak Grove, Missouri, in car 5, takes a tour and comes to a halt, and now we'll see it fire back up, I'm almost certain. Look at that, incredible.
That's Buddy Thompson's car. He's letting Jacob set it in.
Advanced Motorsports,
What's up,
car
man?
4M, bringing them off at turn 4. Green flag flies, and here we go. Melches, Scott, Terry Schultz way up the hill. They're going to make it 3 wide. Vanderbeek's going to squeeze in the middle of this. Hang on, kids. We're working lap 2. Jim Moody, bottom groove in the 00 machine, and now pulls himself up to the number 3 spot. We take 6. Where's your top driver? Where's your favorite? Jeremy Payne now sits on the bubble in a 186 car out of Springfield. Vanderbeek directly ahead of him in the 33Z. Schultz in 3rd. Moody runs in 4th. The 00. Here comes Vanderbeek now. The 33Z car making a bid for the number 4 spot. And Payne in tow in the 186. Luke Driscoll right now on the outside looking in. That 39 car trying to pull himself to the front of this field here tonight. As up front, it continues to be Melches, your leader. But that 1ST, Johnny Scott, out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, the Rancho Milagro, Integra Shot, New Vision Graphics, right there with him as they go down into turn number 1. Jim Moody sits 3rd, Zach Vanderbeek in 4th, Jeremy Payne is 5th, and Terry Schultz now on the edge in car number 90 out of Sedalia. Sean Nations trying to pick up another spot as he works his way through the field. Rick Beebe right behind him now, the 22B car out of Shawnee, Kansas. And there's your leader again down into turn number 1. Johnny Scott can work through the corner, but then he loses about 2 car lengths down the back straightaway as Melches pours the power on, runs high groove, then pinches down off of turn 4, right middle groove off with Scott. Then you see Moody in a 00, your top 3. Terry Schultz, final transfer spot. There he sits in car number 90. And Luke Driscoll has been able to do anything with him right now in the 39 car. As everybody is single file freight training around here tonight at LA Raceway. Our real race wheels B feature number 1. As they come back off of turn 4. The top 3 remain the same, nose to tail, some different lines now. Guys searching for where that car will free up and get some forward bite. As right now, evenly spaced as they come to the white flag off of turn 4. 1 lap remaining. Bobby Melches leads the field. Down the back straightaway, your leader. Scott in the number 2 spot, that's Johnny. In the 1ST cars, they'll come to checker flag, and it will be Melches, your winner. Johnny Scott, Jim Moody, Vanderbeek, Jeremy Payne, and Terry Schultz rounding out the top 6. So those 6 drivers advancing here tonight with Bobby Melches out of Red Oak, Texas, the 4 car, Johnny Scott, Jim Moody, Zach Vanderbeek, Jeremy Payne, the 186, and the 90 of Terry Schultz. Your 2011 for 12 laps. 11 drivers. Who will be the 6 that move on as we're going green? Rodney Sanders out of Happy, Texas. Gonna lead the 3-wide field off of turn 2. Austin Siebert in the middle of that group with Dodson in the 88 car. As here they come for lap number 1. It will be Rodney Sanders showing the way. Ron Keith, car 25 in second. Kelly Schrock third. Siebert is fourth. Dodson is fifth, and now Mullenberg in the top 6. Corey Botkins. Muhlenberg, excuse me. All right, we got her. And he's got his hands full right now. Those 7 cars are coming. Austin Siebert to the number 4 spot, and Kelly Schrock now looking inside of Ron Keith. Car number 3, Schrock, Keith in the 25. Kelly Schrock advances the position. And he will now move to number 2 spot. Keith back into 3rd. The race for 4th. Here they come off of turn 4. Johnson looking on the inside of Siebert. John Schwab out of Liberal, Kansas now pulls past in the 5J car. Our next transfer spot. As Sanders, that Hughes chassis, Geddis horsepower, built out of Colorado, showing the way tonight. Schrock in second. That Skyrocket chassis out of Fertile, Iowa, hanging that right rear tire down the back straightaway. You can see the dust flying as he tries to keep pace with Sanders, your leader. Rodney Sanders, national point leader in a Swan Energy, car number 20. The 87 Automotive sponsored Kinrad, and that Hughes chassis again working flawlessly right now. He continues to show the way to Schrock in the number 2 spot. Ron Keith, Austin Siebert in the 16 car, runs in 4th. 5th place remains Dodson. Matt Dodson out of Clark, Missouri. In the Dodson and Son logging 88D. And the 6th place still up for grabs, and Brandon Davis oiling one up the 23 car. Big time smoke out of that machine as he will coast down to the infield. And Brandon Davis out of Castle Rock, Colorado. You can see the dash is black. That means you got her shut down. As he coasts in and we stay green flag racing. Rodney Sanders out of Happy, Texas, leading here at LA Raceway. Schrock in second, Keith in third, Austin Siebert remains fourth. 5th place is Dodson, in 6th place still for grab. In that 33 car, making a move now, Steven Muhlenberg goes around John Schwab as Sanders will pick up the win. Schrock will finish second. Keith, Siebert, Dodson, here they come for the 6th spot, and it will be Muhlenberg in car 33.
And I'll set out these B-Main cars because 33 is going to stay over.
Rodney Sanders starts on the pole and goes all 12. Green, white, checkered, Schrock, Ron Keith, Austin Siebert, Dodson, and Steven Muhlenberg. Those are your top 6, and we're now ready to move on. And we're set for our A-Mains in our U.S. In his 2012 season, Ryan Gustin Out of Marshalltown, Iowa, with Aggressive Racing, Midwest Hearing Aids, car 19R, and alongside Derek Ramirez.
Okay.
Out of Woodward, Oklahoma,
We need to cross.
in a
18
Boom
young
Test
people
Swan
inside.
Energy 4R car,
Everybody
and
cross.
2 Hughes chassis. You have got Mullins horsepower and a 19R. Pro Power out of Sullivan, Wisconsin, on the outside of the Swan Energy 4R. And we'll go 40 laps here tonight. 40 laps. As our pole sitter for the AFCO pole, Ryan Gustin will set the pace of this field. Jason Hughes out of Watts, Oklahoma, the Hanson Tire Service,
Steve Mueller,
Rest
get ahead of
Silent
them cars in the
Pond,
back.
car
Steve
30,
Mueller, get ahead of
car
those
number
guys.
12 starts inside of row 2. And Stormy Scott, now out of Stewartsville, Missouri, the 2S car, picking up one of his biggest feature wins at Humboldt Speedway here a few weeks back. With the King of America, $15,000 going his way to the 2S. And Chris and Linda Knoll own the GRT chassis, starting outside of row number 2. Brian Rowland and Kenny Wallace make up row number 3.
Okay, we're gonna go 40 laps once again.
John Allen, Conner 98. As I said, picking up the feature win last Saturday night at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland. We'll see what they do here tonight. Who will we find to victory lane? We're going to find out very shortly. As ladies and gentlemen get settled in, 40 laps to settle it here tonight. Night number 104 for these Touring Series drivers here at the beautiful LA Raceway, a Thursday night special. Getting ready to come to the green flag. We're racing.
Yellow, 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 yellow.
Caution is out on the speedway. Yellow flag you see is out.
Let her start 19R. You got a warning.
Here we go,
19R,
Ryan
you got a
Gustin.
warning. We don't start the race way back there. We started right there.
Trying to throttle her up a little too soon,
Nice
so he will
double
get the
start.
warning. Bad dog, no biscuit, and we'll reload. Yes. Yeah. Well, you can try it once. I don't think he'll do it twice. But hey, it's worth a shot. That's what they come to do. Derek Ramirez says, okay, well, give me half a car length lead right now. Gustin warming it back up. Hughes is just watching with rolling on the inside. There's Joe Duvall. Chase Youngins in car 18. Let's try this again. If not, you can watch it back on RacingDirt.com. They got it all on tape as we're going back alive. Gustin leads him into turn 1. Ramirez will go to the outside of him down the back straightaway. Gustin, 1 car length advantage into turn 3. Ramirez high side, and he will bring along Jason Hughes as they will be the top 3 for lap 1. Kenny Wallace on that start going nowhere but back as they have shanghaied him and sent him back to the number 7-8 spot, and now he gets tucked in that bottom groove as we watch the leader again, the 19 machine. Ramirez in second, Rowland in third. Jason Hughes runs fourth in car 12, and then you see the 2S car. Right now your top 5, Stormy Scott. Separate out from the field, 3 wide for third, fourth, and fifth. Here comes the 18 car. Chase Youngins out of Manhattan, Kansas. Wallace now battling farther back into this field here tonight with Chad Lyle, the 253. Ryan Gustin looking for feature win number 1 for 2012 in the Casey's General Store, powered by Swan Energy event. And the way that car is running here tonight, I think number 1 may come here at LA Raceway. Night number 1 of 4 for these Touring Series drivers as Gustin now hitting the mark, bringing them back to the start line. Your leader, some 8-10 car lengths back, is Ramirez. Hughes runs third. Stormy Scott is fourth. Ryan Rowland in fifth. The 20R car. Chase Youngins in sixth in car 18. as Austin Siebert, car number 16, pulls the infield, and we stay green flag racing. Rodney Sanders coming up to the B feature. How bad would he like to see a caution? And he's looking to crack the top 10. Kelly Shryock now car 3 inside of Wallace for position, and he will now step up one more spot. 9-time national champion Kelly Shryock in the VP Race Fuel B&L Satellite car 3. You put this young driver out of Marshalltown, Iowa, the Reaper, the VP Race Fuels, Integra shocks up front, and you got your hands full. He is in his own little zone right now. He leads by half a straightaway over Ramirez in second. Good race shaping up for third. Stormy Scott looking at the inside of Jason Hughes as they come around off of turn 4 side by side with Scott now with the advantage. Scott unable to keep the momentum off of turn 2, and it again is a drag race into turn 3. Great racing action here at LA Raceway. Here is your leader, Gustin. In about one more lap, we're going to be looking at lap traffic, and we'll see how that plays out for that 19 machine out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Stormy Scott has now cleared Jason Hughes up into the number 3 spot, and he sets his sights on Derek Ramirez directly ahead in the 4R car. Your leader again off of turn 4, Gustin in the 19 machine, the Gressel Racing, Midwest Hearing Aids, leading the Boom Test Swan Energy, 4R Ramirez out of Woodward, Oklahoma, the number 2 spot, and Stormy Scott is now there. Formerly out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, now pulling up to the Missouri area. Calling Stewartsville, Missouri home, and he is now going to battle for the number 2 spot down into turn 1. Scott on the outside, Ramirez inside, Stormy Scott. Gotta go, see ya, goodbye. Sit down, take a seat. Stormy Scott. And I tell you what, Gustin had better know there's a storm coming, and it is in the seat of the 2S car. That kid is got it lit as Gustin leads off of turn 2. You see the advantage, 3/4 of a straightaway here at LA Raceway, and Stormy Scott, that GRT chassis, and up on the wheel. Stormy Scott, can he run down Gustin? Gustin working his way now through lap traffic. Down into turn number 3. Scott can see him now. Derek Ramirez third, Jason Hughes in 4th. Rounding out your top 5 here at LA Raceway, it is Brian Rowland in the 20R. Rodney Sanders, while all this is going on, has run down Chase Youngins, who currently runs in the number 6 spot, Shryock directly behind him in car 3. Here we go, race fans. Watch him now. Gustin, the lead is what? 3 car lengths and shrinking. I told you there's a storm coming, and it's a 2S car. Pack your bags, kid. We got us a shootout at LA Raceway. Stormy Scott has now run down Ryan Gustin. One thing to get there, a whole new ball game to get around him. He had half a straightaway lead, and it is now down to a car length. Off of turn 4, lap traffic. Gustin saws the wheel on the inside. Goes the inside again of Terry Schultz, car number 90. Down the back straightaway, Ron Keith directly ahead. 3 car length now. Gustin goes back down, bottom groove. Stormy Scott will take it upstairs and look off of turn 4. They separate now with a lap car. 19 Machine Scott in second. They now come up on the 22B. Rick Beebe out of Shawnee, Kansas. Where are you going to go? Hold your line and hang on. Stormy Scott back now on the inside of Guston. Off of turn 2. Guston on the outside. Scott on the inside. Look at the forward bite for Stormy Scott as he storms into turn 3. I told you the storm is coming, and it is here. Your new leader. Put him on the point out of Stewartsville, Missouri. Stormy Scott lighting it up. And he is now opened up 3-car length lead down into turn 3. Tries to put Beebe as a marker between. Off of turn 4 he comes. Scott, Guston. Then you find Ramirez in third. Jason Hughes remains fourth in the 12 car. And Brian Rowland, your top 5. My, oh my. A 40-lap feature here tonight. And they are picking them up, mowing them down now. Ryan Guston looked to have this one wrapped when he put it out front. And half a lap lead on the number 2 car. But that number 2 car is a 2S of Stormy Scott. Ryan Guston watching now as his lead that he had is now gone, and it is some 6 car lengths back to your leader for Guston, who runs in second. Scott, your leader. The GRT by TC Chassis, the Chris and Lyndon Old prepped. And I mean to tell you, he has got one bad hot rod here tonight at LA Raceway. Thursday night, USMTS Casey's General Store, powered by Swan Energy event. And these guys are living up to the billing again. Ramirez, third. Hughes, fourth. Rowland, fifth. Second remains Guston. And Stormy Scott started fifth on this grid and leading here tonight. Excuse me, the number 4 spot for the 2S car outside of row 2. Stormy Scott in his own world. This kid has come loaded for bear for 2012. As we said, the winner of Humboldt at the Hummer, the King of America, and he's looking to make it back to back and starting out this 4-day swing as he puts a lap on Kenny Wallace in car 36. Stormy Scott coming up on Steven Muhlenberg, the 33 car, doing double duty here tonight. But clearly the class of the field, that 2S machine out of Stewartsville, Missouri, coming back around off of turn 4 to the starter stand. And this LA Raceway Thursday night special. We continue to run green flag. There is Guston second. Third place remains Ramirez in the 4R. There is Hughes in a 12 car. Runs back and forth. In a battle for fifth now. Brian rolling into 20R. And here comes Kelly Shryock in car number 3. Later, just entering turn number 3, coming up on the 33Z of Zach Vanderbeek. As he is just plain annihilating this field. Chad Lyle directly ahead in that 53 car. now of Chad Lyle as he comes off of turn 4 again to put another lap in the books. Dustin now passing the flag stand second. Here comes Ramirez in third. Fourth place is Hughes, followed up by Rowland in the 20R.
Kelly's pretty fast too.
This time around, race fans, get out at LA Raceway. We have come to the white flag one more time around. Stormy Scott leads this field. Down into turn 1, the car sets. Drifts it up off of turn 2 to the high side, down the back straightaway, into turn 3. Bobby Melches sits straight ahead, but he'll let it drift up to the top off of turn 4, and night number 1 winner, it's Stormy Scott. Ryan Gustin will come home the number 2 spot. In a 19R, third place, Derek Ramirez, a 4R. Fourth place will go to Jason Hughes, followed up by Brian Rowland in a 20R.
It's raining. Good timing. I can't print them.
Well, there you have it, race fans. Stormy Scott dodges one storm here tonight in the weather, but he put a storm cloud to the rest of this field. There he climbs, folks. Give him a nice hand. Your feature winner at LA Raceway, Stormy Scott, out of Stewartsville, Missouri, and the Rancho Malargo. Mesilla Valley Transportation back in Victory Lane here at LA Raceway. Here comes the crew and family. Should have gotten the rear spoiler and give him a ride. Climbing into Victory Lane again. Congratulations, Stormy Scott. And crew, super job as he wins night number 1 of 4. Again here at LA Raceway, so we thank you for your support. Appreciate you coming out, everybody, and until tomorrow night at Grain Valley, have a safe drive home. So long and good night, everybody.